Well. Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Are you getting excited for the season? Technically kicks off tonight in the Premier League, but the season properly kicks off tomorrow as West Ham take on Sunderland at the Stadium Light. And as we always do, a couple of days before, we get an opposition fan to chew the fat, find out about what their aspirations are for the season ahead, how they see the game coming. So we've got now. Is a London Mackem, so don't get so. It's a London Mackem. Let's bring on Jacob. Hello, doing mate? How you doing?
Not too bad.
At least I can understand.
One of many people who've called me that over the years. To be fair,
the London Mackem. Why Sunderland, mate? Why is it your club?
Family from up there, basically, mate. I'm a bit of a lone ranger when it comes to family roots. I was unfortunately. I wouldn't go, unfortunately. Listen, London's a great capital city to live in, but most of my family do come from the northeast region. Dad, County Durham, Easington, massive red and white area. Mum, born and bred Sunderland. So it was only natural that the DNA was passed on. And listen, when for my christening as a present, I was bought a brick with my name engraved on it as part of the Stadium of Light. There was only one club for me, to be brutally honest.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's so often, obviously, we interview lots of West Ham fans, obviously, and celebrity fans and things like that. And it's so often the case when it wasn't until probably about 10 years ago where you don't really get a chance to choose your football club. It chose you, as you said, through family and stuff like that. And through the ups and downs, and a lot of obviously downs for you guys. But you're on the up now. Premier League, back where you belong. Must be buzzing, man.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real, mate. It really doesn't seem real. I remember on the channel that I work on, SAFC Fan TV, the first ever fan reaction video we put out after a game was a 1-1 draw at home to Oxford United in League One. And now we're going to be doing videos on Saturday reacting to a game against West Ham United in the Premier League. So yeah, it's flowing by like that. But for what we've been through the last 8 years, it's just a magical feeling. Right now it feels like just the build up to Christmas, where everything's just getting set, all the presents are being wrapped, and now it's time to just unwrap them and unleash on Saturday. So hopefully it's with success.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham always seem to be drawn against one of the newly promoted sides away from home in the first few games. The last three, well, I remember we was at the City Ground for Forest's first game in the Premier League as well for a long time. But and
it tend to be followed up by a top 6 club, either home or away. Looking at your fixture list over the years.
Yeah, and then we've got Chelsea next Friday at home. So yeah, it pretty much happens all the time. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, you've had a lot of presents to unwrap. You've got a lot of presents to unwrap this summer, and it's been a hell of a season, pre-season in terms of the transfer window. What do you think about the business you've done so far?
Listen, the question of is it going to be successful business? I think the answer to that will be as the season progresses. I think we'll know sort of a rough answer to that in and around the Christmas period. I think, listen, we brought a lot of talent in. We've spent the most money out of the 3 promoted clubs. It's a lot of players for Reggie Lebris to try and gel together, which you sort of have to in a quick space of time if you're a newly promoted team looking to hit the ground running, the pressure's on. But I think it's definitely proven now. If you're a promoted side, you have to spend big if you want to stay in there. The first look at the previous 2 seasons, the 3 promoted clubs who have come up have rocketed straight back down. So we want to make a statement this time that we're here to stay. And the signings, the likes of Granit Xhaka coming in, making him captain, and also Habib Diarra, Senegalese international, £30 million, making Enzo Lafi's loan spell permanent, just is a big statement that we're looking to kick on and be here for the next few seasons rather than going down and relying on parachute payments to restart again.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I think there's always 2 ways, isn't it? You can have the one way where I remember Burnley a couple of years ago didn't really invest in a lot of players, but so they just went up and down and took the Patterson payments. And always said go like yourself, or like Forest did when they went up first and bought 22 players or something ridiculous like that.
It has that sort of feeling to it, I think, with what Forest did. So a lot of people think that we're going to be okay with the signings we've made. I am sort of a little bit skeptical in terms of the amount of players we've brought in. It's not going to be plain sailing. I think the first season will just be about staying in games and getting the results over the line just to keep us in the division. I think if you'd offered us 17th place, basically, how Tottenham had last season, more or less, even though they conceded a load of, by their standards, it was nowhere near good enough. But something similar to that, where you get over the line just above the relegation zone, you survive, then it's enough from there, and you build on from that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the star signing, the king is back. The king is back. King Masuaku. Honestly,
was he a king to you?
Oh, do you know what? I didn't have him on the bingo card, but when bloody _�britsy 𝗪𝗓 said, "Here we go," oh, do you know? Oh, the king's back. Oh, the king's back. Arthur Masuaku is on his really. He joined as a bit, not as a joke signing, but he became a bit of a, wasn't really getting any game time. Then Moyes converted him to this left wing back, and I remember he went on went on international duty, and he came back injured, and it was like the world had crashed in on us. Oh my God, he's like a linchpin, and for that first sort of really strong season. Crosses. He does, Oh, Chelsea, that goal. Oh, bless him. Do you know what? It's lovely.
I love do something similar on Saturday, mate. I tell you.
Well, no. Would he celebrate? Would he do one of those ones when he scores? If he scored, don't celebrate type thing. No, I love Arthur. He's a nice guy as well. So I'm glad to see him back from the wilderness. But no, yeah, I mean, Yara is a guy we were linked with, and and actually we've been linked to most players this fucking transfer window, to be honest. But I think it's a great signing, Habib Diarra, and I think.
Regards to him, though, it's touch and go whether he will start on Saturday. We brought another good left back in 𝗪𝗪𝗪 Mandrava from Atletico Madrid, who Atletico fans were really surprised that they let his contract run down. To be fair, he got, I think he was one of the best players in a Madrid derby a few months back. Did the odd man of the match performance for Atletico in La Liga last season. So to get someone experience of that who's played at a very high level is a bonus, but more importantly, the fact that we've got a left back with Premier League experience could be a tad more a little bit more important, I'd say. But I think it's whether who's going to be the most fit out of the two, who's had more minutes in pre-season, which will determine who will play on Saturday for me, not by quality.
Yeah, I mean, in the press conference today, he said that basically I think it was Arthur and then the other two lads. He says, he basically said they're not going to start. They're going to be on the bench probably. That's sort of reading between the lines. That's what he said when I was listening to his press conference. But yeah, I mean, I think you've bought really well. I think I've got the list. There's a guy. What's his name? Delibi,
Talbi.
Yeah, he's going to be. I think he's going to be one. He's the guy we were linked with, and I took a vested interest in him. But no, I think he's exciting.
He's still really young as well. I think with him, it will be about him getting as much experience as he can up against the best players in that league. He's in pre-season at times. He's looked a little bit raw, but I think that's a case of he is going to come up against really physical fullbacks to try and stop him. But I think once he gets used to that, then he'll find his feet. I know he put in an unbelievable Champions League performance for Club Brugge against Atalanta, where he scored a brace last season. But the Premier League is different gravy, and he will, if he hits the ground running in the next couple of months with the age he's at, he's got a fantastic sell-on value as well. That's the motto we have at the minute. I mean, I know the likes of Xhaka, Masuaku, Mandrava, the exceptions of that, you sort of have to get the odd experience in being a newly promoted side. But we, with the current recruitment style we have in place, we're still adapting to bringing in young players and then getting decent money when they're moved on.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, I think that's how a lot of teams should be operating. I mean, obviously with Potter in charge now, they sort of talk about this Brighton model in terms of, as you said, bringing in younger players who could make a profit. But even when he was at Brighton, he still brought in the likes of Welbeck and people like that. So you still need that balance. And I think Granit Xhaka is going to be a class signing for you guys, just for the experience, and be made captain as well. I think it's a really good. That's what you need. You need that sort of, a cold Tuesday night in Burnley. You need someone like Xhaka just, bringing the team together, and particularly a younger team as well, that experience. But no, it's good, man. I'm buzzing. It's great to see guys like guys like yourselves back in the Premier League. Obviously, we had it with Forest, and obviously we got Dirty Leeds in as well. I think it seems to be starting to sort itself out again now. If that was, a lot of these, like you said, with the League One a while ago. And you sort of found your way back, and I'm really, really, it's only good for us, only good for the Premier League, isn't it? Really, and you can, play Newcastle again, and and it's not,
We've
lower
got
league opposition.
A few months to wait. It's not till December. I wish it was a tad earlier, but
it's Christmas, in time for Christmas.
Yeah, it will be the best pre-Christmas present ever. Probably, I think if we were to nick 3 points off them, especially as well.
That'd be brilliant. What can the Premier League or West Ham expect from a Sunderland side? What, obviously coming from last year, what type of football is it? Is it expansive? Is it pragmatic?
I think it will be a little bit more cautious to what some people expect. I think some neutrals will think that we'll go for it in terms of trying to adapt to Premier League style quickly, be quite attacking, have our backline on halfway for the majority of the game, but also try and play it out from the back. I completely disagree. I think our manager, compared to previous managers who've come up with promoted sides the last 2 years, I think he'll be a lot more cautious, a lot more smart-minded regards to how we'll play on a defensive point of view and also attacking-wise as well. I think it will be similar to how we ended last season. I think we'll be able to contain the opposition for long periods of time, frustrate them, and we've got deadly pace in the middle of the park with a high press and also the front three to really pick off teams when they have tired legs late on in games. And if you look at how we won promotion, particularly in the playoff semi-final against Coventry and also the final against Sheffield United, in those two games, particularly the two-legged tie against Cov, dominated us in terms of possession. We were able to just have a solid defensive unit to really frustrate them. And I know people will argue in the Premier League, if you go to a big six side away, people say that, you park the bus to get a result. I really couldn't give two months. What's the right word for that?
Couldn't give a flying. You can say a flying fuck if you want. It doesn't matter my channel. Yeah.
Couldn't give two flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know you. I know. No worries. No, I get it. I get it totally. I think it's. I always find like season one is like, it obviously when we got promoted like up for the 2012-13 season, it was that first season. Obviously, we had Sam Allardyce in charge, so it was very pragmatic. It was very, and obviously we did a couple of mid-table sort of finishes, and it was that sort of let's set a base, and as you said, hopefully move on to then have a stronger Premier League career in terms of rather than make it a one season wonder or that lot. So no, it's exciting, man. It's exciting times. In terms of the game on Saturday, what do you expect? I mean, it's the first game of the season, isn't it? Anything can happen. All you guys, everyone, the crowd can be absolutely buzzing. You must fancy your chances against the West Ham side who didn't perform well last season at all.
Listen, I think it's a mixed bag of how Saturday is going to go. And speaking to some of your fans, they're 50-50 regards to starting the season away from home. Confidence-wise, they think they could have had a better transfer window. But overall, I think the players you've brought in, it's been smart moves. I think they've played players in positions that you've needed for a long while. I think you've like us, you've added to the goalkeeper department.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Fabianski's contract was going to eventually expire. I think getting Mads Hermansen, who was tipped as one of the more talented I know he went down with a Leicester side last year, but tipped as one of the more talented goalkeepers in the Prem, to get him for 18 million. I think that could be a decent buy. Juve as well, 19 million pounds. Has got a lot of potential, but also with the way how Graham Potter sets up his defence, I think the lad you've got in from Nice could be a real asset as well. Todibo, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'd had him on loan, and it was technically on loan last season. But no, he's a great player, and we could make that permanent this season.
Building around that as well.
No, I think I just don't know how we'll get what it's going to be. I think honestly, if we come away with a draw, I think that's a result for us, because I'm gonna be funny. You guys, the fans, gonna be absolutely mental on Saturday. First game back in the Premier League, all these new signings, new captain as well. You guys are going to absolutely buzzing. I just think I think if we get away with a draw, I think we've done a good result there, in all honesty. But yeah,
I think I think it's vital we use the Stadium of Light as a fortress. I think if you look at that Coventry second leg, I know they had chances to kill the game off, but particularly in the third, it took them a while to get their rhythm going. They were absolutely, petrified when some of their players got the ball in that game. I think with the midfield style, I think Reggie Lebrie's looking to adapt. It's going to be a high pressing type midfield. If you pick up the ball in key areas with key players, the likes of Paqueta will be looking to high press them straight away and win the ball back quickly in order to start what we want to do. But it's also how we handle the pressure as well. It's more or less a new team to the ones. I think they'll only, for the lads that started in the playoff final last season, I reckon only 3 will be in the starting lineup on Saturday. Dan Ballard, centre half Trey Hume, right back, and Eliza Mayenda, the striker. So it's how the new lads perform, really. I think the ones that were regulars in the side last season that will play on Saturday, I think they'll be able to cope with the pressure a tad more because they're used to it. It's just about how the other lads do.
Yeah, makes sense. As I said, I just think it's a good opportunity for you guys to get points as well. I think, but I don't know. It's maybe a new West Ham we'll see this season. We've had a decent pre-season. Now, as I said, we'll only go for about half an hour. What I like to do with everyone is we like to play a game, just a bit of fun. Jacob, just a bit of fun. And it's pattern pending. It's player Pictionary. So we all know the game Pictionary. This is player Pictionary, and so it's basically it makes sense. It goes along. So obviously, there's actually we talk about obviously the King, and the King, is a player who would have played for West Ham and Sunderland. There are a lot of players who have played for West Ham and Sunderland throughout the years. We've had many of them on the channel. Many of them are friends of the channel. In fact, I'm just looking. And apart from one, they've all been on the channel. So we're just going to do a bit of fun, a bit of fun. So it will make sense as it goes along. So, which West Ham and Sunderland player is this person?
Oh,
so that's Don. That's Don.
Don Hutchinson.
There you go. You see, you got it. Now you got it. Now you see. This is literally what I think about at night. I literally will wake up and be like,
I forgot Peter Reid sold him to you for about 2 million, like 2000.
I mean he came back twice, West Ham, and obviously the
simple reason we got rid of him was it was within the first few years of when we just opened the stadium. I think it was to pay a lot of debts the stadium had.
He did say that. Yeah, he would have. He wanted
to stay. He didn't want to go at all.
Yeah. What about this one?
And tree.
Just so what? So it's an ant on Anton. That's not a tree. That's a fur.
Ah, and Anton Ferdinand.
That's a DIN cable. I never found that. God bless Anton Ferdinand. Love Anton. Top boys, Anton. And what's quite funny is I was literally, I was looking at the players who have played for. We've got a few more players who have played for both clubs. There's a lot of players who have played for both clubs. And in fact,
Danny Collins, who I've interviewed before, had 6 months with you on loan.
He did.
Side. Yeah,
he did. Old Danny. Yeah, part of that was a really weird time where we used to have lots of loan signings and people like that, like Darren Powell used to play for Crystal Palace and stuff as well. Right. What about this one? Friend of the channel, we've had him on lots of times. And he's played a lot of times for Sunderland as well.
George McCartney.
There we go. You see, hey, straight away. Played twice for you and played twice for us as well, I think.
Yeah, Gary Breen as well.
Gary Breen, yeah.
Hard as freaking nails for us.
Yeah, he didn't do that well with us, to be honest. But
I think that's the reason we ended up with. No, I'm joking. He was a good captain for us in the championship.
Yeah, and obviously, currently you've got Ajay, who's obviously injured at the moment. Ajay Alexe used to play for us in the under-21s. Was gutted when he went to you guys. So I thought he was the next one to break through. But
the main problem with him is the dreaded I word. He just can't stay fit. He's been so unlucky with injuries. When he came back after a long period off at the beginning of last season, and then within the first 2 months he's out injured again until I think around about the new year. So he's still with us at the minute, but it's make or break for him now. For
shame, innit?
Back fit, he'll have to really prove himself to get a spell in the side. So.
It's a real shame. What about this gentleman? Top man, been a friend of the channel.
Oh.
That's a pot of stew.
Pot of stew.
And that represents art. So that is...
this one's really puzzled me. This one.
There we go. So the first bit is Stuart. What's happening with that arrow? Where's that going?
I completely forgot he was at you. It's Stuart Downing.
Stuart Downing. We resurrected his career. He was the top of the diamond under Big Sam.
We started his career. Mick McCarthy signed him on loan as a very young man back in the day, and he was so good in that loan spell. He didn't play many attacks. He was really, really young, a developing player, but
he was.
Every time he made an appearance, he was obviously bigger clubs were looking at him from that stage to nip him, and that kick-started his career.
Nice guy. One more. We only do 5 today. What about this one?
Young.
So that's Ashley. Don't think of her surname. Think of her first name.
I know exactly who this is. Gives me nightmares still when he's 1-on-1 with a keeper.
Same with us. Same with us. Yeah, same with us. Never made it. Innit? It was like we signed.
I don't like publicly coming out and really putting a damper on previous players who've played for us. It's not really my next part. He was not great for us at all. He just looks, his confidence looked shot to pieces basically when he arrived for that 6-month period when we signed him.
He strange person. I mean, I think we signed him from United. He came from United. Again, same as you. It just, in front of goal, he just was appalling.
He had one outstanding game. It was a 4-1 win away at Derby, where everything just stuck to him like glue that night in terms of his hold-up play. Got on the score sheet as well. I think he hit the post twice, but other than that, just a really, really poor signing that didn't work out, unfortunately.
Another West Ham striker signing that didn't work out for us as well. Listen, mate, I said it'll be half an hour, 25 minutes, job done. It's been an absolute pleasure, man. Appreciate it's really hot and sweaty. I've switched my fans off, so I want to put my fan back on and cool off a little bit. But I wish you all the best, mate, after Saturday, of course. And let's get you back on for when you're back at Argaff. Well, you might even go to that one, will you?
Yep. I'm actually going up a day earlier on the train, midday tomorrow. So we'll be spending Friday night in Sunderland, mate, and then all guns blazing for Saturday.
Good luck to you after, obviously, Saturday, of course. And where can people find you, Jacob?
Obviously, the only YouTube channel I'm on, SAFC Fan TV. If you're a fan of our content, even if you're not a Sunderland fan, appreciate give us a subscribe, hit the subscribe button, also dash a few likes on our videos as well.
Yeah, exactly. I do that. Obviously I love watching other people because you get different people's opinions, and it's like it's like I think sometimes football fans stay within their bubble, pardon the pun, and actually when you see, I mean, I was watching Toffee TV, I was watching Ped on Toffee TV the other day, and literally what he was saying, if you change the badge and change the accent, it could have been something that one of us would have, a West Ham fan would have said. Yeah, we always think, oh, it's just our club, but it's not. And even you've, how many bad owners you've had,
God.
and now sort of a bit of sanity. It'd be nice for us to have the same sometime.
Listen, games against you, we've had some funny moments over the years. I remember my first ever trip to Upton Park. Craig Bellamy was playing for you, hit a shot off the most expensive goalkeeper signing the Premier League had seen up to that point. Hit the post, went off his back and went in a 3-1 defeat. October 2009, I think we had a shocking first half. We were 2-0 down, and then Andy Reid, who basically in many eyes looks like a pub player, fans in the away end filming him, calling him, hit at you, see you next Tuesday, and he puts a free kick in the top corner. One of my funniest ever clips. It was hilarious. But
things like that.
It always games against you lot does bring out some memorable moments, put it that way.
Yeah, let's hope Saturday, because the Premier League's back. The one thing neither side wants is a boring 0-0 draw. We haven't played proper football for the last couple of months. Let's make it, hopefully, be a spectacle, and for all the right reasons, and then we can, when you boys come down to our gaff, we'll get you back on, Jacob, and we'll have a chat about that and see how the season's gone by the time we reconvene next calendar year. But anyway, mate, thank you very, very much for your time, Geezer, and thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We'll also have the Thomas Repka interview on Sunday, so make sure you check that out. And till next time, from myself and from Jacob, is it what's your war cry? Is it up the Mackhams, or is it coming you want? Oh wait, of course it is. Sorry.
Spelt with an A, not an O.
A, not an O.
Yeah. That other lot, 12 miles up the A1.
Anyway, take care. We won't mention them. Put them in the swear jar. Take care. See you soon. Bye.